All right, welcome back. Another Supercoach, Rough Rig Supercoach episode here.
Yeah, I'm back to hating the game.
Yeah,
hating
I'm
the
with ya.
app, hating the fucking system.
Yep.
How'd you go?
Not great.
I'd take you not great.
Yeah, 1283. Could have been so much better. But
Yeah.
we'll touch on it in a moment. But the captaincy choice let me down.
Mate, you said you were going Teddy.
Yeah.
And, Teddy, you should have went.
Yeah.
Look.
Took a risk and didn't pay off. My big master plan, it all fell apart. So
At least you didn't lose by one.
yeah, well,
I lost by one
I
before regrading.
lost by about 250. Yeah, so we've dropped down 1,000 spots now, 4,154. So that
Not good.
that top 1,000 goal is starting to become a little bit challenging.
I believe you can do it. I reckon you can.
We need a good few weeks coming up.
I reckon you can do it. I believe.
I'm hoping. I was planning well for round 19, but that didn't happen. So anyway,
No good.
yeah, few concerns, few Origin selections that thought were not going to happened, and anyway,
Yep, not good for your team.
it is
Not good for
it
your
is what
team.
it is. We'll get onto it a bit later, but
How'd you score? Oh, I didn't score. I had 1,193. Got beat by one
yeah,
before regrading, so that was nice.
yeah,
It's no idea already. Thanks, Margie. You couldn't have ran an extra 3 meters or something.
yeah, no.
Hates me.
So you're climbing the ranks though, 36,576.
I'm climbing.
You were in the 40,000s last week, weren't you? So
Someone stop me. I'm coming for the top spot.
that's it. Can't be stopped at the moment. But yeah, we'll go through my team first. Coruscant was good.
Yep.
So he's been nice over the last few weeks. A good number over this Origin period. For Noah Blake, he's had a good score for me finally, so 69 for him.
Yep.
Jack DeBellin, I played him over May.
Silly business.
I thought May with Jared's 307th game, big moment for him. I thought he'd get big minutes. I thought May would have one of his 20-minute games that he shits out occasionally. Didn't happen. He got 73 in biggish minutes, and DeBellin didn't really do anything. So
Yep.
that didn't work. That cost me almost 50 points. So that was nice. For Feeder, 52, didn't do much. Katoa was good, 86.
Yep. Very good.
Pierce poor, 47, wasn't great. Don't really know what I'm going to do with him. I'll probably keep him another week because my round 19 numbers aren't great. But
Yep.
then I'm looking to sell him. I don't think he's going to stay for the season.
Yep.
Fermor, he got moved to the centres, which was annoying. So he had a lower score, 43. Lane had 40. I didn't have to play him, but wasn't much worse than anyone else. Nico Hines, put the captaincy on him. Brought him in this week.
Silly business.
Traded Strange out, actually, who actually outscored Hines.
Yep. by 9.
And now Hines is injured for the rest of the season. So
Very sad.
that was great.
Very
great,
sad. Sharks.
great decision. Glad I captained him for 68 points
Mate,
instead of
you said
Tedesco's
Teddy.
150. So
Yep.
yeah,
Shot
nice.
yourself in the foot.
Yeah. Walker 65 did all right. Galvin 63. Dylan Brown did nothing but still got 53. So it was good.
Did nothing.
Val Holmes didn't do anything either. 47 for him. 120 for Gagai. He was outstanding.
He was unreal.
He saved my week from being horrible.
It was good.
So it was nice for him as obviously one of my pods to do well. 120 points there with 2 tries.
Yeah.
But now he's picked for Origin. So
See you later, baby.
yeah, that's great. Not Gagai. Just talked about him. Garrick 73.
Too many G's.
Yeah,
Too many G's.
throwing me off. 73 did pretty good. Marzu 86.
Yep.
Very happy with that. With a try, his work rate was pretty
He
good
was
as well.
Pretty
so
good, eh?
Dom Young 67 with a try. Pretty good. Eero 56. I didn't play him. And Tungo I brought him for the 36. So happy enough with that.
Yeah.
He's given me a number this week. Obviously, Lehigh Hopewade 8 points for him, which
Off
was
the bench.
brilliant. Didn't play him, so it's all right.
I'll go through my team.
And he's got the wing spot this week, and yeah, but yeah, Tedesco 149. Glad I Glad I didn't cap.
You said it too.
Well, I was going to bring in, because I brought in Hines, obviously, and I thought, fuck it, let's just straight send it.
Yeah, no, I get it.
With the captaincy, because I had Joe Chan, who I was worried about being an auto emergency or a Popawade, who like scored 8. So if I looped, then I was going to cop 8 points, which I didn't really want. So I was like, let's just straight captain him. There was a bit of rain around. I was like, wet hair Hines, you know. I was just feeling it, and it was a late decision. It was about 10 minutes before kickoff. I'm like, let's just do it. And I wish I didn't.
We're going to miss him defensively.
Should have kept the vice captaincy on him and then captain Teddy like I planned.
You said it.
But anyway,
this is Supercoach.
Only cost me, I don't know, 150 points. So that's fine.
We'll go through my team.
Yeah.
Jaden Braley, 43.
44.
44 even. Can't read. Terrell May, 73. Adam Fennell-Blake, 69. Junior Paulo, that hurts. 22 of the best.
He's been doing pretty good things for you,
Junior.
He's been
awesome for me. And yet again...
Now he's injured, gone for the season. So
am cursed. David Feeder, 52, as we spoke about. Brenton Nakora, I can't see it. 92. Great game for him. And Kalamatangi, who is fastly becoming my favourite player, 80. Bo Fermort, 43. Sean Lane, 40. Nico Hines, I also captained, just because I felt like it. I keep changing my captains. I don't really have the same one. 68. Dill Brown, 53. Kiraz, 63. Marju, 86. Iro, 56. And I played Tungo over Strange. I hate myself. Tungo got 35. Strange got 72. And to finish
Isaac Tungo, that is.
Yeah, Isaac Tungo, that is. And to finish it off, my fullbacks both scored 100 plus, with Tedesco getting 149 and Dream Buller 100 on the nose. So, yeah.
Some good scores there, some poor scores there, but...
I think Tungo is getting... See ya.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to have a really good season, and obviously without Cleary, it's not...
I mean, Cleary should be back in the next week or two, so you could potentially hold him.
I don't know, man.
And just see whether his work rate increases with Cleary back. Because the whole Panthers attack look pretty average, to be honest. Like, their defense has been outstanding, but attacking-wise, they haven't been too strong. They haven't been, blowing teams away. So, I don't know. It's a tough one. Like,
it is
390k. He's not really worth much anymore. You might as well
keep him.
Yeah. Keep him and don't play him.
Maybe.
And then, just suss out what happens when Cleary's back. Junior's got to go for you.
Yeah, of course. Big time.
Yeah, that's rough, that one.
That sucked big time. Oh, well.
Yeah, well.
Supercoach for you.
It is.
If you had the perfect week every week, you'd be winning, eh?
Well, that is a good point. Inspirational stuff, really.
I mean, the more who said it? The more points you score, you're gonna win.
Yeah.
So,
let's get on to team lists.
Let's do it.
Dolphins and Rabbitohs. Obviously, all the Origin players out. Dolphins losing the Hammer.
Yep.
And Kafusi.
Yep.
Max Plath, he's actually playing in the hooker position, which I think, I don't know, probably stays much the same. I think he'll get through his work. Probably less likely to get attacking stats, but maybe his base increases slightly.
Yeah, his base should
gets
increase.
A couple more tackles, but probably a couple less runs. So
I
think he'd probably be about 50, 55 average kind of player at hooker. So which is probably similar to what he's doing, just without the attack, without the upside, I guess.
Yeah.
Pangai Jr., he goes into the starting side,
He does.
at prop.
It'd be very interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah. I think that's kind of it.
Jai Gray for the...
Jai Gray, he's in
Rabbits.
for Latrell.
Yep.
Which is good. And also, Kalamatangi, he's at 13.
He's been awesome.
Cam Murray's out, so Chi Cam and Jairo are in the second row.
Yep.
Peter Mamazoulis.
Get on Kalamatangi, guys. He's been unreal.
Would you be worried about Peter Mamazoulis on the bench if you're a Cook owner?
Possibly. I would say yes. There's a reason he's on the bench, isn't it? He wouldn't just be there as a forward because they've got Tallis Duncan and Liam LeBlanc and Burgess.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm worried.
Would you?
I would be worried. I would be very worried.
Well, especially with, obviously, Cook leaving at the end of the year. Like, there's no... They probably want to get minutes for Mamazoulis to kind of... If he is going to be the starting hooker next year, they're going to want to blood him in.
It's a tricky one for the Rabbits. Do they want to... You want to win the comp, obviously, so...
Yeah, I think while there's still a chance of making the 8, I think that they'll still play Cook decent minutes.
Yep, agreed.
But I think it could be a bit dangerous. I don't think I'd be picking Cook up.
No.
Because I think if they lose a couple and they're out of contention, then I reckon he plays limited minutes.
Yep.
Because there's no reason for him to play big minutes,
exactly,
I guess,
right.
if he's leaving next year. Yeah, that's it. We covered all that. Sharks and the Tigers. Big one is obviously no Nico for the Sharks.
I'm very sad.
So Atkinson and Trindle are the halves. Wilton, he's back in starting second row. So Talakai drops back. Or he's out of the team.
Or he's out for 2 weeks because he killed that guy.
Yeah, nice.
How did Bryce Cartwright not get sent? Consistency.
What did he do?
He had hired that guy after he pushed his head in the ground.
Did he?
I loved it.
Oh.
It was a get back. It was such a get back.
Yeah. So that's kind of all the news, I think, for the Sharks.
Jesse I can never say his name properly. Coughlin comes in for someone onto the bench.
Nice.
Great journalistic stuff here for me.
For the Tigers, Alex Lobb, he comes back.
He's back, baby. The lobster.
Into the team for, again, someone.
The young kid, I think.
Yeah. That's probably it.
Yep.
Oh, actually, big news is Ruben Porter. A couple of people bought him a few weeks ago.
He's back.
He's back on the bench, so maybe gets 20 minutes, gets you some points, which is nice.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Great journalistic behaviour from us there. That was awesome.
Yeah, well, Olam's out as well.
Yep. Well, there you go.
So that's that.
Vartarpe for Olam too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Titans and the Eels. Fermor, he's named in the centres again, which is annoying.
Huh?
But
Fermor, yep, sorry.
Yeah,
Titans,
with
yep.
Sammy, I think, out.
Yep.
So yeah, that's annoying. But
Where
anyway.
are they running? Oh, Haas.
So, Jaden Campbell at 5'8", he's back. Kinney
Yes,
at
sir.
fullback, but AJ Brimson is in the extended squad at 18th man. So he probably comes back in.
Where?
Who does he take?
Keeney.
Does he take out Keeney or does he take out Campbell?
Keeney.
You reckon?
Respectfully.
I think he does. But there's a little bit of talk around Campbell going back to the bench because he's played that role before.
Surely fucking not.
I can't... The way...
Look what he did against the fucking... Who was it? Whoever it was the other week. 11 goals.
Keeney was good too. Like, he was...
Yeah, but it's AJ Brimson.
Yeah.
We're comparing a rookie to an Origin...
Yeah.
Origin lock back in the day.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just would make sense to drop Keeney, no?
I would if it was me. I just don't know.
Yeah, upgrading the position.
You don't know what you're doing with Desi, do you?
Yeah.
He can do some strange
magical
things.
locks came in touch.
But yeah, I think that's a big talking point with them is what happens with AJ when he comes back in. Obviously, Fodawaker's out as well. David Feeder, he's been named. Obviously misses out on Origin, which is outstanding news for my Supercoach side.
You're loving that. Thanks, Billy.
Yep.
You peanut.
But Parramatta, huge change, or not huge, but
I mean, yeah, it's huge.
A lot of changes.
He's happy.
So Tango, he remains on that left edge, which is great.
Yep.
But there's a new winger as well with Sean Russell out.
One of the great names.
And Lorenzo Mulatalo.
Yep. Brother of?
He's brother of Ronaldo, is he? Twins.
Yes. The Oibes.
So that'll be interesting. See how he goes.
It will be.
Arcee, he's been named at 7.
Good.
With no Moses.
Makes sense. Stop putting him in the centres.
And Ofahang Gowie, he's gone to start at prop.
I think he's been really good this year.
Yeah. So a lot of changes to the forward pack. So
Charlie's starting.
Yeah, so Charlie,
like
he's named at lock. Dory and Madison are the second row.
I also like Dury as well. He looked good.
And then Lane, Moretti, and Cartwright are all on the bench. So changes a lot to that forward pack.
Yep, why not?
Upsetting if you're a Cartwright owner, probably if you're a Lane owner as well, losing their starting spots. But I don't know. I like Madison, but I just can't get around if their forward packs are changing like this every week. What's to say next week Madison goes back to the bench and plays 30 minutes? Like, that's right. Who knows? With the new coach coming in, he might have a say with Trent Barrett of what he wants and what he's thinking. So I can't touch really any of the Parramatta players, especially the forwards at the moment. I
understand your frustration.
Yeah. Even though if Madison can, like, if we can get some kind of guarantee that he's starting, he's earned that starting edge spot. Yeah. He's an outstanding option, but there's so much risk involved. So much risk.
Is it worth this fucking stress and balancing act?
Broncos and the Dragons.
Yes.
All the Origin players out. So no Walsh, no Haas.
Paddy Carrigan.
No Carrigan.
Ben Hunt.
Lomax. They're all out.
I think Silver's out. Is he injured? Is he actually injured, or was he taking the piss?
No, that's just Billy just talking
Billy
shit.
is a loser, eh?
Yeah.
No, he's got an injury. Like, fuck off. You just don't want to pick him, be honest. Actually, stand behind your words, eh? That's very cowardy about that, He's injured. Is he?
Yeah.
I can see his name right there.
We did the same thing with Cobbo.
I know, and he's been the Dragons' best player.
He ran out the next week, so...
I'm not a fan of Billy anymore.
Yeah.
Never was, but now I've really... Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah. So Tristan Saylor, he's the fullback.
What a dog.
Josh Rogers, he is the number 7 with whoever was out. Jock Madden, he's gone out too. So no Cobbo, no Walsh, no Haas, no Carrigan, no Madden. Other changes are there, but probably not too relevant. Xavier Willison, if you've got him, he's starting this week. Pair Cora and Ricky in the second row as well, and Tyson Smoothie he gets a run at lock. So if you've got him for some reason, it's good news for the Tyson Smoothie owners.
It is. I hope there's not many of them, but it is.
Yeah. For the Dragons, Marshke, he gets a run at halfback.
Yep, makes sense.
Tuapolotu, he's on the wing.
He's a unit, eh?
With Ravalawa, he's back. So
the old sympathy selection now.
Yeah. DeBellin, he's still starting at prop. And as we touched on, Sua, he's been named despite missing Origin because he was injured. So anyway, let's move on. Sea Eagles and the Knights. So a little bit of Supercoach relevant news here. Tom Trbojevic, he goes to the number 1.
He does.
Back at fullback, which is great for him.
Enticing. And how long is Cooler out? Was it 4 to 6?
4 to 6 weeks. It's MCL,
it's a while. So you've got some stability there.
Yeah, and I dare say, now that they've moved in there, they're not going to move him back.
Nah, there would just be no point.
So he's there. Lehigh Hopewade, good news for him. He goes to the wing. I would have liked to see him at fullback and Tom Trbojevic in the centres, but I don't know. It's strange what they're doing with him, isn't it? Like, if that was their plan to play him in the centres,
just keep
then
him
if Cooler got, why don't they put Lehigh Hopewade back at fullback?
Yep,
but
I agree with you.
Anyway,
it's very strange.
It's very Seaboldy. He's
very Seaboldy.
But so if you jumped on Cooler, he's got to go. Unfortunately, I think. There's no point holding on to him. Tom Trbojevic, I think he's a good option this week. He's very appealing back at fullback.
Yep.
Jamie Humphries, another great rugby league name.
Humphries.
He's starting at 7. I think they've got a whole heap of their all their backup kind of halves are out injured. I think Jake Arthur's out injured, a couple of others, so he gets a spot.
Yeah.
Probably good for Luke Brooks, I would say, just because he should be a bit more involved, you would think, without Cherry Evans there.
Gets more ball.
Ola Kuatu, he's the big one missing out on Origin. So now all of a sudden he's a really good buy for this week.
For the rest of the season.
You can get him in. I think he's averaging close to 70. So he's got good upside. He's got decent base. He's going to be outside Cherry Evans, that short ball. That they have a really good combination there. And he's a valuable number this week for that round 19 buy.
Massively.
So that's a good option. Nathan Brown starting at lock as well. I think he could be in for a big game.
Yep.
For the Newcastle Knights,
Fletcher
Sharp, he's back, which is great. If anyone held on to him,
yep.
With Ponga out,
I cannot wait for you to pronounce this winger's name.
Christian Mapapalange.
I think you've done not bad. Mapapalange.
Mapapalange.
I think you've done that well. He replaces what's his name?
Someone.
I forget his name.
Tuala. Is it?
Yep. Ermi Tuala.
Dylan Lucas is named in the centres.
Makes sense. He's mobile enough. He can do a job there for a game.
And Thomas can't. Well, Thomas can this week. He can find a way into the starting side.
He can and he will.
Greg Marju still there as well, obviously.
Phoenix comes into the starting side.
Yep. So probably not great news if you're a Jaden Brayley owner like yourself.
I think I'm the only one in the Super League.
Back on
Super League.
Supercoach. I think plenty of people have him. I don't think you're on your own there.
Not a lone warrior. That's right then.
Kai Pierce-Paul and Frizzell are the back rows, obviously with Dylan Lucas in the centres. So there's no concern there about Kai Pierce-Paul losing his starting spot this week.
Yep.
But yeah, you touched on Phoenix Crossland.
He's back, baby. He's
starting 9, so if you're Jaden Bray, I could honestly get around selling him this week, to be honest. I know he's a number, but he's not a good number. Like, he's going to get you
not much,
30 points maybe.
Plath interests me a lot.
Yeah, I think Plath, or if you can go Coruscant.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to sell Hines, obviously. I think everyone will be selling Hines.
Yeah.
So hopefully I can make some cash somewhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that's all the news
that's
there.
That's the team list for this week.
Yeah, it's good news on Hines. Anyone that kind of waited a week and didn't jump the gun on him, you're laughing because...
I mean, not good that he got injured, but yeah, for Supercoach...
Yeah, because you missed out on, him getting 68. He lost probably 70,000, did he? Not quite, 47,000. So he's lost money.
Still 700,000. Okay. Feasible.
And you don't have to worry about selling him. So you're saving 2 trades there because you would have had to bring him in and then bring him out. So
sorry for the people that have to waste 2 trades.
Yeah. Yeah, so the ones that brought him in last week, like myself.
And C. Cole.
You've just wasted 2 trades. So good stuff that.
I'm interested to see these traded ins and outs this week. This is going to be a very, I think, interesting bunch. Maybe.
Well, with round 19, what I'll do, just check on how we're doing for numbers.
Oh, yeah, that's right, the bye week.
So it's a bye week. Obviously, again, as we've touched on in the past, only need 13.
Yep.
So if I'm looking at mine, I've got Coruscant 1, DeBellin 2, Fafita 3, Pierce-Paul 4, Fermor 5, Lane 6, Hines is out, Galvin 7, Brown 8, Garrick 9, Marju 10, Euro 11, Tungo 12, Hopewade 13. So I've got my 13, but I'm not real happy with them.
No.
That's with,
Or Hughes is Melbourne got the bye this week?
Yes.
Fuck.
Yeah. That's with, Hopewade, who might not score many. Tungo might not score many. So I'd like to get at least 1 or 2 extras in just to be good. And the other thing to keep an eye on is round 20. If I'm looking at my round 20 numbers, and this is dependent on Grant backing up and Val Holmes backing up, and Gagai backing up at the moment. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I've just got 17 with everyone backing up. So,
but Cowboys never let their players back up. So
yeah. So obviously you got Parramatta, you've got the Dragons, and you've got the Sharks on the bye.
Yep.
Which are all quite. There's a lot of people that own those players.
Yep.
A lot of Sharks players
with
Nakora.
Hero especially, he's a big one. Everyone has Hero.
You've got Dylan Brown, Sean Lane from Parramatta. If you're jumping on a Madison.
Yep.
And then the Dragons probably not as much. You've probably only got your Lomax and DeBellin maybe. So there's a few options, or a few people that will be caught short. So you just want to be careful. You don't want to trade in too many Sharks players, especially. If you're looking at a Ramian this week, for example, which I am.
He's been amazing.
You just want to make sure that you've got the numbers next week for it.
Yep.
So that's how are you going with your numbers?
I haven't even looked.
You haven't looked. 1, 2.
Not great.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cogger's out.
You are making some changes there.
8, 9, 10, 11. You've got 12, so it's not too bad.
Yep. Not horrible.
So you get an extra trade this week. You get 3 trades instead of the 2. So
yep.
Shaping up all right.
Yep. I'm going to jump another 6,000 spots this week.
That's it. I think the best options this week, just off the top of my head, I think your Manly players, you're looking at your Garrick if you don't have him, Olakau'atu, a really good buy, and then obviously Tom Trbojevic as well.
Yep.
I think they're really good options. And your Newcastle players, probably not as much just because they don't really have anyone that good. But I do like Newcastle with their bye period and their run home.
Yep.
But apart from Marzu, there's probably not a whole heap of options that you really want.
Yep, they grab you.
Anyway, let's go on to Nico. Obviously, a lot of people have him. He's a sell.
Yep, obviously.
He's gone
out for the regular
for
season.
He may come back like the last round or two, but he's virtually gone for the season. Who can we look at selling him for? I think
there's one option. One major player.
Hughes. Obviously, Hughes doesn't play this week, so
you'd have to wait till next week. But
Hughes is, I think, the best option. The only thing with Hughes that worries me is I think Cam Munster's back soon. So if Munster's back, does that take away from Hughes's point scoring?
See, I don't think so. I think they'll give Munster the freedom to actually ease back into. I think Hughes is now the guy.
Yeah.
Just for this season, obviously. But I think they've put all their chips into the Hughes basket.
Yeah. Well, it's working for him.
It's working. And that's the thing. Munster can come in and play a few bad games and not have to worry about the pressure of
running the side.
Yeah. So it's a good time to be a Melbourne fan.
Yeah.
Very good. Coming first with players out. That's nuts.
Yeah. No, I think Hughes is the best option.
Yep.
The only other one, if you want to go this week, you could go... If you have the jewels for it, you could go Hines to maybe a Cody Walker.
Yeah.
I don't love it.
You sort of want to pick and stick now, don't you? But this will be a pick and stick.
And Jaden Campbell. Again, I'm just worried about Jaden Campbell, whether he goes back to the bench. But I do like Campbell. If he can guarantee that 6th spot.
Dude, he showed us what he can do.
Yeah. The only problem with that is the Sharks play before the Titans game, so you're going to have to make that guess. I'm tempted by it because I can't see Desi putting him back to the bench after how he's been playing.
Respectfully to Kinney and Des.
I know Kinney's been playing outstanding too.
But it's AJ Brimson.
Yeah.
We're talking about AJ Brimson. We're not just talking about like a Gutherson or Walker and like it's AJ Brimson.
Yeah.
A bona fide star.
Yeah.
Like, respectfully to those other guys, but like...
Yeah, so I think him... look, if you're waiting a week, you could maybe a Sam Walker. I like the Roosters run home.
Yeah.
But they do have obviously the bye this week, and then they have a tricky bye in like round 23.
Yeah.
So if you've got a lot of Roosters players, then probably not. Just because of that bye.
Yep.
Moses potentially as well after Origin, but again, Parramatta, the way they've been playing have been pretty poor.
Yep.
So unless you can see them turning around, I think their run home's not the best either. They've got Melbourne, Warriors, Penrith, Roosters, Broncos, which is probably the toughest stretch, to be honest, out of any team. It's just those last two games, the Dragons and the Tigers, which are good, but before that's not ideal. I think Jerome Hughes is the obvious one, and I think he's the obvious one for a reason. With how he's been playing, so I think it's either him or Jaden Campbell. But again, you're running the risk of him dropping back to the bench. I don't think he will, but
I've already got Campbell, so it's I kept him. 2 weeks didn't impact it. Again.
That's on Hines. Obviously, a couple of sells. Latrell, I think he's gone for 4 weeks.
4 weeks. It said 2 to 4 weeks.
So he's borderline whether he's a sell or not. It just depends on your trades, I guess.
Yep.
If you're really running low, then you can hold him.
Yep.
If you're selling him, you're probably selling him for the season.
Yep.
So yeah, I think he's and Cooler is a sell as well. So
correct.
Best and Gagai.
Yeah.
Both of them obviously playing Origin this week.
Yeah.
I'd be tempted to sell both of them, honestly. I know you can hold them. Best, I don't know. I think if you're bringing him in, and I think a lot of people brought him in last week.
Yep.
You brought him in based on him playing round 19.
Yep.
So I think now that he's not playing that round, I just think there's better options
out there.
I don't think he's your top 5 centre wing on the run home.
Yep. Okay.
Gagai, probably same with him. I know he's coming off 120, but he's not scoring 2 tries every week. He's a good solid option, but again, I don't think he's in your top 4 or 5 centre wings.
Yep.
His big appeal was playing the round 19 bye.
Yep.
Now that he's not playing that, I think there's better options that you can go to. So they're not urgent sells. And again, it all depends on your trade situation of how you're going. But
that's right.
You know, if you can go Gagai to one of these real gun Garrick if you don't have him.
Yep.
Maybe even Ozako. I don't love because their draw's pretty tough as well.
Yep.
But I just think there's the wingers out there have a bit more upside. I think he's a good safe option.
Yep.
But yeah, I just don't see him. Again, he's coming off 120.
Yep.
But he's not doing that every week. I think.
No, of course not. 2 tries is a big ask.
Marzu, for example, he scored 1 try and got 86. But you're going to be a lot more willing or trusting in him.
Yeah.
To
Jesse
score tries.
Averaging 180 metres, averaging about 70.
Yeah.
As you said, there's a lot that can do a bit of both. But you want the guys that are going to truck nut.
Yeah.
And tackle and not miss a beat.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And if they get tries on top, you're fucking loving it.
Yeah.
Your Eros, there's plenty. There's heaps.
Well, Kuraz next week.
Kuraz. He's probably the biggest one.
He's got that upside, and he's got that base playing on the wing.
Massively.
So, Joey Manu when he comes back, Lomax,
Brian Toto. Yeah, we've forgotten about the best.
So they're all options that I think are better than best and better than Gagai.
Now,
so
how far away is Cleary away? Do you know?
I think he's back next week.
You got a big decision to make next week.
Yeah.
Do you go the risk with Cleary, or do you stick with someone that you've seen?
That's the other thing with Hines. If you sell him this week,
you got to stick.
Then are you looking at Cleary as someone that you want to get in? Because I am.
Do you get Cleary in this week? No,
I wouldn't do that.
Sorry, would you get Hughes in this week?
No.
Is it?
I don't see the point of doing it this
Doesn't
week.
make sense, does it?
You do it next week, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm more looking.
Hines isn't going to lose money. Jerome Hughes isn't going to make money.
It's tricky
So
because we're two different barrels, right? You're looking for top 1,000. I'm looking just to play. I'm thinking of going the risky one in Cleary because the big upside could be fucking astronomical. It could be.
I want Cleary eventually. I just don't know whether I want him first week he's back or whether I wait a week, make him lose a little bit of money and then pick him up.
That's right. I'm probably going to lean towards Cleary just as a risk because I've got nothing to play for, so to speak.
Yeah. So if he's back next week, I could hold Hines a week and then go Cleary straight away, but I think I'd rather... I don't know. The way I'm thinking, I don't think I'm getting Jerome Hughes.
Yeah.
I think if I was selling Hines this week, I think it's for Campbell, just because I want that extra 19 number.
Yeah.
And then when Cleary's back, I'd have to trade Sam Walker, which I don't really want to do.
Yeah, makes sense.
But I want Cleary, so that's the way I'm looking at it. The other way is obviously I'd just save the trade, and instead of doing the two trades, just go one and go Hines to Cleary.
Yeah.
And keep Walker, which I could do. So that's kind of the decision that I've got to make.
Yeah.
But I think, looking at it, if you want Cleary in your side, just make sure if you're selling Hines this week, it's not going to prevent you from getting Cleary in
the future
2 weeks' time.
Yeah, that's right.
Turbo, Olaquato, we talked about both of them.
Yeah, I've already talked about it.
They're really good buys.
Especially Turbo.
Yeah.
He's a very good buy.
Yeah. And I just want to... What I'll do is I want to touch on the must-haves that I see for the run home.
Yeah.
Because if you're looking at round 19 numbers, you don't want to just bring in someone that you're going to play for this week and then...
That's it.
Is kind of useless to you for the rest of the season.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
You want players that you can have for the run home and they're going to be really good options. They're the ones that you want to target this week. If they play round 19...
No, I'm with you.
And you keep them for the rest of the year. So just in the hooker position, there's a few options here as the must-haves. Now, none of them really play round 19, but I think you're wanting at least one of Reed Marnie, Appy Coruscant. I'm going to leave Damien Cook out just because I think his average is going to drop towards the back end of the year.
Yeah, with Mazzoulis.
Yeah. Connor Watson is a potential option, Reece Robson, Harry Grant. So I think out of them, you're wanting one of them.
What's Reed going for these days?
Reed is 620k. He's averaging 65. They're all kind of averaging. Grant, Robson, Cook, Coruscant, Marnie, and Watson. They're all averaging basically 65.
Yep.
There's nothing between them. So you're wanting at least one of them.
Yep.
Maybe two, but you can get away with one. I think that they're not. It's not the high upside position that we're used to in hooker. In the front row, I think you're wanting one of Payne Haas, Mitch Barnett, and Fanua Blake. I think you want at least one of them.
One of the big three.
On the run home. Again, none of them are playing round 19, so it doesn't help you too much this week. But I think they're one of them you're looking at because it does drop off a little bit after that. Not too much, but a little bit.
Enough.
For the second row, I think for feeder you're looking at Angus Crichton. I think you're wanting at least one. Preferably you want both of them, I think, in your second row. And then you've got the next tier down from that. You've got your Katoa, Isaiah Yeo, Olakuatu. You're probably wanting one of them as well. So I think, ideally you want both of Fafita and Crichton because they are quite a step up from the other second rowers.
Yep.
In your halfbacks, we talked about Jerome Hughes. I think he would be the top averaging one. He is. With Hines, those two were far and away. Obviously, with Hines out, I think probably Cleary is the next one when he's back. I know his average this year is only 62, but a lot of that was low scores through the injury-affected games.
Yeah.
And he's in the past has been an 80 averaging player.
Yep.
So I think it's Hughes and Cleary. I think you want one of them on the way home.
Yep.
If you can find a way to get both of them, that's good. Just because they're a fair way above the others, I think.
Yep.
In the 5/8s, not a whole heap of like huge. Obviously, Jaden Campbell, but that's affected by that one huge score from him. So
this is the one you can take a punt on. Take your punt.
Yeah, Tamari Martin is an interesting one. Had a low score last week, but before that was
He's been playing
averaging
so well.
averaging
at
really
7.
good at 7. So you could take a punt on him. Munster when he's back. Matty
Burton would be the one you could take a massive punt on.
And Dylan Brown. You're probably wanting one of them. Maybe two, but you could get away with just the one of them. Because especially the other one you've got is probably Galvin. He's averaging 61. He's probably not that much of a sell. So if you've got Galvin and one of the others, I think you'd be happy enough with that.
Yep.
On the way home, centre wings, these are the big upside ones. Lomax, Dom Young, Val Holmes, Joey Manu when he's back, To'o, Karaz, Ruben Garrick, the Hammer, and Izako. I reckon you want 4 out of them.
Yep.
Whichever ones, depending on obviously the draws, they could all go big on their day. So I don't think it matters which 4. I don't think there's an obvious standout in that lot.
Yep.
I think you just want to try and pick 4 of them, whichever 4 you think are going to be the best. And I think that's the way to play your centres, because I think below that you're looking at, not great. Or not as good options, not as consistent options.
Not as consistent or used by their teams.
Yeah. So like for me, I've got Dom Young, Val Holmes, Ruben Garrick. I'm happy with those 3. Gagai's the one that I'm looking to maybe
to move or upgrade.
To go to a Lomax or a To'o, a Karaz.
To'o would make sense heading into the run home.
Yeah. So I'm thinking of getting one of them for the run home.
Back on that left side.
And then the fullback options, if you've got a Latrell, you're looking at selling this week. I think Teddy is the obvious one. I think you're wanting him. Dylan Edwards is averaging 91. I'm worried about him when Cleary's back, though. He'll lose the goal kicking. He's probably less involved. So I don't actually think, even though he's the highest averaging, I think, player in the game, but I'm not as sold on him.
Yeah, I think it'd just be the goal kicking.
Yeah.
I think he'll still be involved in sets, but...
Yeah, so I think Teddy is the one, and then the other one's probably out of Latrell when he's back.
Yep.
Scott Drinkwater potentially, but probably not. Tom Trbojevic if he can go on a run. Kalen Ponga.
Yep.
Reece Walsh, and probably not Pappenhausen now that he doesn't have the goal kicking.
Yep.
I don't think I'd have him quite at that top must-have for the run home, but I think
Fair enough.
you want Tedesco, I think, as one of them, and then the other one you can just split between Tom Trbojevic, Kalen Ponga, Reece Walsh,
or Jareen Bullock is 100 points,
and Latrell Mitchell when he's back.
Yep.
So that's where I'd be looking at as the must-haves.
Yep.
For the run home, I think you're going to want them. So
yep.
Yeah. Let's get on now to the ins and outs.
Yep, let's do it.
See what people are thinking. So in the top 10%, let's look at. Obviously, Nico Hines makes sense. Latrell makes sense. Joey Manu, if you've got him still.
All the injuries.
I don't know. I don't know if you'd sell Manu this week.
When's he back? It's a broken hand.
I think it's 4 weeks. I think it's 4 weeks. I don't know. If you didn't sell him last week, you probably get away with holding him now.
He's traded out, right?
Traded out, yeah.
Yep.
I don't mind this trade out.
It's all injured players.
But I don't know. I feel like last week was the week to trade him.
Yeah.
He probably is a sell still. Like I think he's still 3 weeks away, but you could get away with holding him now.
Yeah.
Ben Travojevic, yep.
Samuel Hughes.
Sam Hughes makes sense.
Do you think that's because they're upgrading or just because of the buy?
No, I think it's
Surely
upgrading. Yeah. Smithies makes sense.
Yep, upgrade again.
Cooler makes sense. Kai Pearce-Paul, I'd hold him.
Are they upgrading?
That'd be upgrade. It'd be him to Olakuatu, I would say.
Yep. Okay.
But I'd try and find another way. Just because Kai Pearce-Paul plays this week, he could jag an attacking stat.
That's right. He could. He could.
You know, they're playing against someone that's not great, I think.
Someone that's not great.
Manly, well, they're all right, but
like for like, really.
Yeah, I'd be holding him another week, but I can get if you've got plenty of numbers for 19, then I can get around selling him. But I don't think there's too many people in that position.
Yep.
Salmon.
Fair enough.
Yeah, if you've got
injured.
him, he's injured and he's suspended. So
and Liam Henry with the run home and Isaiah Yeo back. That makes sense.
Yep. You could get away with holding Liam Henry for another week just in case.
Yep, he doesn't back up.
Yo and Liam Martin, if they don't back up, then he's going to play big minutes. But
yep, that's right.
From next week onwards, I think he's a sell. But if you're going Liam Henry to Olakuatu.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And a lot of people are going Olakuatu, which makes sense.
Olakuatu's number one.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I want him this week. I didn't go Nakora. So I feel like I'm lacking in that second row option. So I'm going to go Olakuatu.
That could be... I've just seen someone's name and that could be a very good option.
Will Price, I
don't get it.
I don't like that. He's 345k. He's going to make a little bit of money. Yep. But it's probably not the time now to make money. Like, you should have made the money already.
I get it if you're trying to make money, but I don't think there's better options out there if you're trying to make money.
If you're trying to make money, you're trading him out, then you're trading him in, then trading him out. There's two trades you're wasting on him. He's not going to make that much money, I don't think. And I don't think he's good enough to be a keeper.
Yep.
I
don't like it.
I'd rather, if you're trying to free up money, just go for someone that's 200k instead of 350.
Yep. Jaden Campbell. I like it.
Yep. I like it. We talked about the risks.
The upside. We've seen the risks. We know about it.
So, yeah, I like it, but just be cautious. Now, keep an eye on late mail. Just to make sure that he does.
This one has caught my eye. Will
Charlie Geimer.
William the third. This has caught my eye. I like this.
I don't hate it.
I think he can score a lot.
He got decent minutes last week. 43 points in 45 minutes.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think he's going to play many more minutes than that, though. I think that's the top of what he's going to get.
I think he scores more than Lane.
Probably.
And I think he can make me some cash heading into the Cleary weeks.
Yeah. I don't hate it as a downgrade option.
That's what I'm thinking. Downgrading.
He's going to be...
Or upgrading, depending
on... maybe like that. If you want someone that if you had to play, he could get you 40 points. He's not going to get you big scores.
But you're also gaining some money depending on who you're downgrading.
You're gaining a player this week, and you're gaining points.
And cash for future weeks.
Yeah. I don't hate it. I prefer, and his name's coming up in a minute, but I prefer Jake Tungo. Just because playing on the wing, that left-hand side of Parramatta,
that's their side.
Like, look at how many tries Sevo scored. He's on that Sevo side. So,
Sevo side.
I prefer him because there's every chance Tungo can score a double and get good points.
Yeah, that's right. Charlie's going to score a hat-trick and prove us all wrong this week.
So that's the only reason I prefer Tungo.
He'd have a try celebration.
He'd have to. But 204k out of the two of them, I'd prefer Tungo.
Yep.
Personally. And if you're playing him as a number this week, which a lot of people are, right?
Yep.
He could get you 25 points.
Yeah.
But he could get you 80 points. Whereas Geimer, I think he's going to get you around 40 points no matter what.
Yeah.
So it just depends on
preference,
on what you want. But in terms of trying to make money, I think you're going to get more money potentially from Tungo. It's a riskier option.
Yeah.
Geimer's the safer option, I guess, to put it simply.
Tom Travojevic. We've spoken about it. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I like it. I think that's... obviously always concerns about injuries with him, but
if he's healthy,
him at his best,
you're loving
we
it.
know what he can do. He's the best fullback in the world.
Exactly right. As we just spoke about, Jake
Tungo, yep. Ruben Garrick.
He's for the run home.
If you don't have Garrick, this is the week to go him. For sure.
Yep.
Cody Walker, not a bad option. I'm not going there myself, but
I don't hate that one either, to be honest.
Yeah.
Greg Marju, the big tank. What did you call him last week?
Gregosaurus
Rex.
Yeah.
Makes sense. He's a workhorse and Ponga's back. So
Ponga's back. Obviously not this week, but he will be.
And Big David Fafita.
Yeah. If you were holding off because you thought he was going to be picked for Origin,
don't hold off.
Don't hold off.
Go nuts.
Get him now. As we touched on, he's a must-have for the run home. So get him now.
I need to figure out a way to get him in.
So yeah, they're the big ins and outs of the week.
Yep.
Just on the downgrades, while we're on the topic, we were talking about Tungo, we're talking about Geimer.
Yep.
Just some other options. Jed Cartwright as a absolute nuff that's not going to play. But
so these are all nuffs?
Jed Cartwright is.
Okay, you're going to... Okay.
His dual position, so he's handy in that aspect.
Yep.
But he's not going to play. So if you need a number this week, he's no use to you. Alex Lobb is another one. Doesn't quite have the job security, but it is his third game this week, so he may make some money. 34 points. 34 is his break even.
Yep.
If he can jag a try against Cronulla.
And in their current form, he definitely could.
Yeah. But he does not have good base. Like he scored he's got 28 with a try.
So it's the whole try.
So, yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. So he doesn't have the base. He's not for me, but if you're confident in the Tigers, I don't know why you are, but
yeah,
hey,
mate, why not? You big Tigers fan out there.
Tigers fan, he could be an option.
Yep.
Lorenzo Mulatalo,
yep.
First game this week, I'd prefer Tungo just because
he's been there.
I think Tungo has better job security.
Yep.
He seems like the obviously
first choice.
Yeah, the first choice backup winger. So once Sivo comes back, I think there's a chance that Tungo still remains in the side.
Yeah, somewhere on the other side.
Thomas can't,
but he can.
I don't think he's dual. I think he's only second row. Yeah, so even though he's playing in the centres, he's second row, so he's probably not... He could be an option, similar to Tungo.
Yeah.
If you're wanting someone that nuffs out, so plays this week, gets you a decent score, potentially playing the centres, he could jag a try, and then nuffs out and doesn't play again.
Yep.
Then he could be a good option if you're interested in that. That's probably it. The other one is the Mapapalangi.
Yep.
He could be an option as well, similar to a Kant, but with more upside, I think. So I'd actually prefer him over Kant.
Yep.
So yeah, they're the downgrades.
Captains this week.
Captains.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking, with Hines out as being a big option for me is what I thought, but he's gone. So I'm thinking Fafita against Parramatta is an obvious one. If you've got Jaden Campbell against Parramatta, I like that too. The other one, if you bring in Turbo, he could be a good option. Olakawatu potentially.
As my team stands right now,
Marju.
I've got a weird one for you. Two of them. I'm either thinking Marju as well, or I'm thinking Nakora.
Nakora I like against the Tigers.
A bit of a wild one. We've been going his way a lot, and now with Atkinson, might even go there a bit more.
Well, I'd say they would, because Trindle will be on the right.
Even better.
With Atkinson on the left. So
So I'm actually thinking of being wild.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it.
So wish me luck.
I like it a lot, actually. Yeah.
Wish me luck.
Yeah, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to captain Fafita and just vice captain, I don't know, Coruscant maybe against the Sharks.
Makes sense. He'll get you 80. He'll score, I think, against us.
Yeah. Or
The way we've been playing, not good.
I could vice captain Fafita and captain Mazu. That's the other way I could go.
Yeah. I like it. I like all the options.
But I really like the Titans match up against Parramatta.
Yeah, it does make sense to go for feeder.
Yeah.
It
I
does.
think Fafita or Jaden Campbell, I think one of them.
It does make sense.
Obviously, you can't both. They're both in the same game.
Yeah.
Both in the same team. So you can only go one of them.
That's it.
But
take your pick. Shut your
I
eyes.
think either of them are really good options. I reckon.
Yeah.
I'd be tempted with Campbell just because I'd imagine Campbell would be the less owned player and also less owned captain. So I think I like that as a bit of a pod.
I'm going to go Nakora. I'm going to just send it this week. Fuck it.
Yeah, you could vice captain because you got a free loop this week.
Yeah.
So you could vice captain Nakora into Fafita or into
whoever you want
into Campbell. Because I do like Campbell in that game. But they're the options for your captaincy.
I want to make about 60 trades, so I won't get into my trades because there's about 60 I want to make.
Yeah. I'm thinking...
It's about theory crafting, so tell me yours.
I'm thinking... So I had it all planned out. The plans turned to shit, so that's not happening.
That's normally what happens.
I was going to go Gagai to Cooler, and then I was going to go Lehigh Hopewade up to Ponga. I'm not going to do either of them because they're both out.
Yep.
It'd be rather foolish to trade them in this week.
It would be.
Gagai.
It'd be rather foolish.
Gagai, I'm getting rid of him. Okay.
Yeah, you sort of have to.
And Bo Firma. He's going to be useful for me this week because I'm going to actually swap him into my second row. So that dual position is going to be nice. And I'm going to bring in Ola Kuatu.
Okay. Big Ola.
For my second trade, I'm not convinced 100%, but I'm thinking Hines to Jaden Campbell.
All right.
So kind of popular options, but
mate,
I like it.
If it gets the job done, that's what.
The other one I could go is Hopewade up to Travojevic, but I don't know. I want to see Travojevic at fullback. He just looked a little slow, I think.
Yeah.
A little slow in the first game, a little bit.
Yep.
Like he's just being very cautious with the way he was running and stuff. So I'd like to have another look at him. So if I don't go Hines to what's his called? Jaden Campbell.
Yep.
Then I might just hold that trade and then go Hines to either Cleary or Jerome Hughes next week.
Yep. Okay.
You got any ideas? Any thoughts?
No. I'm going to have to theory
Thoughtless.
Pretty much as soon as we get off this, I'll be having a little...
Well, Paulo's got to go for you.
Paulo's got to go. He's one, which sucks.
Jerome Hughes.
Hines. For someone. And
you probably hold for this week.
I don't know. Yeah, see what I mean? My team's a bit of a weird one this week.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't... Yeah.
I'll have to think about it. I'll have to write down all the teams, fucking sort myself out. But yeah, who you got this week before we head off?
Buys.
Oh, bye, true. Sorry.
Big bye week.
Bye weeks.
Yep.
All right. Good luck against the bye. I'll need all the fucking help I can fucking get.
Yeah, so hopefully...
What's the plan for you? What do you want this week? What's the score you're looking at? Realistic score.
I think anything over 1,000. If I can get around 1,000, that'd be nice.
You'd be happy with that.
I don't think so. I reckon it'll be quite a low scoring week. I mean, it's going to come down. I reckon it's going to come down to that Parramatta and Gold Coast game. To be honest, I think that's going to dictate a lot
of people's
because Fafita is going to be highly owned.
Yeah.
Dylan Brown's going to be highly owned. Sean Lane potentially highly owned.
Yep.
Maybe a Tungo. A lot of big players in that can go big. So I think that's going to be the decide. And the other one is the Manly and Newcastle game with your Greg Marzius, your Tom Travojevich's, Garricks. I think those two games are going to be crucial this week.
They will be.
And that's it.
Good luck, I guess.
Yeah, good luck. Hopefully it's a good week. Hopefully you plan well. Again, don't forget about round 20 as well as round 19 when you're making your trades. So your Sharkies players, your Parramatta players, and your Dragons players. Just be cautious. Check your numbers. Because you don't want to be short next week either.
You don't.
All right.
See you, bro.
See yous.